Alrighty, guys, welcome back to the Brotherhood Podcast. We are finally back. I'm here with Sir Max from Foreshore Adventures, and he also runs his own photography and videography and media company as well. I can't remember the name of that one. My apologies.
Yeah, that's okay. Alter Creation.
Yeah, Alto Creation.
Yeah.
And an incredible person in the local community who does lots of amazing things. And I have been very excited to meet for a while now. So thank you for coming along.
Yeah, no problem, man.
And it is also his 30th birthday today.
Third decade.
Yeah.
I know.
So I feel very honored that he's on here today. So, man, thank you for joining
No
me.
problem at all.
Yeah.
all.
So Max, if we were to share a bit about, obviously you grew up here as a local lad in Drogheda.
No, I
No.
grew up in Sutton, in County Dublin.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just going to bring that a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sorry.
Perfect.
Yeah, Sutton, in County Dublin. So just beside Howth.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've always been by the sea.
Nice.
Yeah.
And that's obviously what's driven you into your outdoor side.
Kind of. Yeah. I didn't really think of it as a career,
Yes.
you know. It was COVID that made that happen. I was in Dingle the January just before the first lockdown. And I was in this pub called Dick Max. And I was looking at this couple. They were just covered in mud. You know, but like just looking around, they were the happiest people there. So I went up and I was like, look, you two guys are the happiest people I've ever seen, you know. I was like, what you're covered in mud, like, what are you doing? Do you know? And they were like, oh, we're actually doing this outdoor course. Look at us, we were like, going off these cliffs, and they show me videos of them abseiling. And I was like, that's deadly. And they were like, oh, and we got paid to do it. Like the course was paying them. And I was like, oh, okay, that sounds pretty cool, you know. So yeah, I just put that into the back of the mind. I was working in the hospitality bar industry at the time. Obviously they went. So yeah, come first lockdown, I bought a paddleboard, and I was just going up and outside my estate, just jumped in the sea, went around to Sutton, Red Rock, around Howth, came back. I was like, do you know what? That's a pretty freeing way of life. So then I just was thinking about those guys, and I just was like, do you know what? I might actually change and just do something new. So I wanted to leave the hospitality industry for a while anyway. So I was like, now's the perfect time to look into it. So yeah, I just went online and I looked up the course Cap and Lee, which is in Kerry, and then didn't choose that one. A course in Kinsale popped up, and an outdoor education, outdoor leadership course, a 2-year course, and by August that year, I was moved to Kinsale, County Cork.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how long were you in Cork for?
I was just over 2 years.
Okay, yeah.
Beautiful town of Kinsale. It's
And
amazing.
and that was kind of your outdoor real origin story of it becoming or gaining the skill sets you have now to then building your own business.
Yeah. So it was Monday to Friday on the water. That was our college classroom.
Oh my God.
Kayaking, windsurfing, powerboating, sailing, rock climbing. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So it was just constantly go, go, go. It brings the most brilliant people to the course as well. You know, friends for life. I made some great friends there. And yeah, it was just a wild time.
Well, I think it's so grounding. You know, we had a conversation before. We almost I always say we have a podcast for a podcast of how the Irish people, you know, for centuries, or for thousands of years, or hundreds of years, whatever long it was, lived off of the land and connected to the land. And you made a great point of like, yeah, it was just vast forest.
Yeah.
And the people were known to hunt and live off the land and revere the land. And I think that DNA, that essence, you know, they call it epigenetics, or it follows throughout time. Carl Jung would call it within the unconscious is the collective unconscious. So we have the stored history of humanity, or the stored history of our people in our body. It makes sense from an evolutionary standpoint as well. That when you are tapping into that, you're almost firing on these primal aspects of yourself.
Yeah. You know, and it's so much, it just felt free.
Yeah.
You know, it was like, I was meant to be doing it.
Yeah.
You know, and it was great
Yeah.
years, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what is your favorite part of when you are bringing people to tap into almost this like elixir you found? What is your favorite part of that?
Seeing their reactions
Yeah.
to a part of the world that they haven't had access to. So where I'm based in Laytown in County Meath, people will only see the river from if they're getting the train out of the town or into the town, or if they're walking on the bridge across. So that's as far as their route will kind of take them, or visual route. But I bring them up 3 kilometres towards Julianstown, and you're just meandering through, and every bend you go around in the river is just a totally new landscape. It's incredible. So it's just hearing the conversations being had, them saying, "Oh my God, I've never seen this before." Do you know, you get to see there's a beautiful castle called Ballygarth, and you can kind of glimpse it when you're on the road out of Laytown and you're going towards Julianstown. But you can actually get like a good 20-minute gawk at this thing, and you can see all the different eras of extensions that it had, dating all the way back to the Normans.
Mm.
It's just class. You know?
Yeah.
And just seeing people like happier when they come in off the water, even if it's like raining.
Mm.
You know, I think it's more tranquil when it rains.
Yeah.
There's like a piece, you see more wildlife. It's incredible. You know, so yeah, it's definitely people's reactions, the conversations, and the smiles. It's just something that I really benefit from, and I just want to offer that to others.
Because and that is because those things become like the norm to us. Although you're not losing appreciation, and I get that. You're not losing appreciation for that, but it's like these things that are the norm. They are our blueprint of the world, and that's also what we're here to give to others. Is what's ordinary to you is often extraordinary to others.
Yeah.
And I think in this day and age, with the being glued to social media and the phones, is nothing will ever beat. It's like I always find too, when the other week I went away with my mate Kieran, went out in Campton Wicklow, turned off the phones, things like that. Oh, you're just so clear. You walk out of it like, oh my God, so connected, refreshed, rejuvenated, so connected to yourself as well. Like you talking about this reminds me of, say when a lad comes into the Brotherhood space and he's very disconnected from himself, doesn't really trust himself. I often say this example. Imagine you're in a forest, right? And you don't know where you are. You don't know where to go.
Yeah.
Right? What do? And it's like, well, you visualize just closing your eyes, listening to whispers of the forest around, getting a gauge of the animals, the sounds, the smells, and also then just taking time to go inwards and listen to the whispers of yourself internally. It's like, right, where do I go? And it's trusting that. It's that tranquil nature of no noise, no extra stimulus, coming back to the quietness of your own internal guidance system. Yeah.
That's it. I love camping. And you mentioned Wicklow. I'd go wild camping there with my girlfriend all the time. And it's honestly, you get there, you settle in, and you just start to ease down. Like everything just drops. You just relax. Pace is slower, especially with a fire.
Yeah.
Staring into a fire.
Nature's television.
Something, nature's television, because it just constantly changes, and you can get like hypnotized by this thing. Like I find myself when I do sit down. There's a gas video that I took. I did a time lapse of our campsite once. It was just me bombing it around.
Yeah.
You know,
setting up, is it? Or?
And my girlfriend just sitting in the one place, just enjoying the fire, and I'm just. But when I finally do sit down, I just get hypnotized by this fire, and yes. And also, you get your like sleeping pattern back.
Yeah.
When you see that red light, you'd only ever, like you were talking about, like our ancestors and stuff. You would have only ever seen that red light when it was time to
go to sleep.
Wind down and go to sleep.
Yeah.
So you just naturally just get sleepy, and you start waking up when the birds start singing, and you can see the sun sort of creep through the trees and the sky getting brighter. Yeah, it's just something about it, and just even the crackling of the sticks and like the trees above just moving, and if there's a stream, it's amazing because like humans, we recognize pattern, so we're pattern recognition. When you hear water, it's constantly changing, so our brain can't really get the pattern from it. So I don't know. There's just something about it that just. Oh man, now I want to go camping.
Yeah, I know. As you're saying, I'm just thinking,
camping,
where it's like the natural stream and jumping in it in the morning as like a natural ice bath. It is the best. And I think here in Ireland especially, there's a lot of lads I've spoken to, and we spoke about this, is that haven't really gone camping or weren't given the gifts or don't even know how to build a fire.
Yeah.
And because in this day and age, we work a lot with obviously healthy masculinity and what that looks like, but tapping into those primal roots are so crucial, just for your overall centeredness and feeling. Yeah, I think it's tapping into those innate sort of skill sets and things we've had for thousands of years. And as you said, I think that's the gift of your experiences, is able to bring people out and tap back into that, but in a modern world. Yeah. In a way that reveres both worlds. Or reveres.
Just a break away from the norm.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is lovely because I sometimes forget that it's their first time on the river.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like, it's not that I take it for granted. It's that, oh, they know it's around the corner. I'm like, no, they don't actually. So I'm like, I get excited to show them again. So I constantly am like re-exciting myself to show them or tell them about the bit of history here or show them this bit of wildlife. It's just really cool.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like that your favorite bit in Spider-Man. You're like, it's coming up.
yeah. Lord of the Rings for me.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh
nice.
man. I don't
Yeah,
want to spoil it for
Aragon.
anyone, but
Yeah,
it's been out
yeah.
nearly 20 years.
Yeah,
yeah.
I know.
The charge.
Yes.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, the horse charge.
Yeah.
yeah.
But see, that's it. And like, again, I love using Aragon for like the primordial king archetype, you know, which we'll get into. But coming back to, yes, the nature and showing people for their first time. So, like, I'd love to go into more of your story, but say, for example, anyone that's like listening to this, are like itching, okay, what is this? So, what is Foreshore Adventures, and like, when do you run these? What does it involve? Where can they find it?
So, Foreshore Adventures is a business I started last June, and I have been in the outdoor industry since 2020. So, I've just decided to bring the skills and the knowledge that I've learned and bring it to a town that I thought definitely needed it. You know, because we have a lovely coastline. Meath has a beautiful coastline. You know, it's this big, massive inland county to a lot of people. So I just wanted to highlight that we have this beautiful coastline, an amazing river, and I just want to bring people out and just share my love and passion for the outdoors. And yeah, you can book on our website. We're going to be going all summer, so from Wednesdays to Sundays, just because Mondays, Tuesdays I keep kind of like to myself and just get other stuff done.
Yeah.
But yeah, and we take groups up to 10. So yeah, we're gonna start doing like parties, kids parties, and like stags, hen do's, and stuff. So yeah, but also zero experience needed. All you need to do is just know how to swim. That's it. We provide the board, we provide the buoyancy aid, paddle, and we take photos and videos on the way, and you'll get those afterwards. So yeah, it's great. You know,
Awesome, man.
absolutely love it. Yeah.
I actually sent it the other day after we had a chat. Sent it to my girlfriend, and it's like, right, we're banking that as a date idea. So I'll definitely be coming out in the next couple of weeks.
Amazing.
Because I know in Australia they did a lot of those things, especially in Noosa, which is the place where I lived, and it's by like coastal town. And yeah, just again to see and know more of the area, and I think as well to connect with someone who's so passionate about that, and that's who you'd want to learn from, because then it's infectious. It's like the same passion is conveyed onto the other people. So awesome. And then from like a mindset perspective, how have you found the building of that business and the journey with that?
It's been a bit up and down. You know, I am someone who would just go out and do something and like think about it afterwards. You know, but I am blessed that most of the brains behind it comes from my girlfriend. She like slows me down.
Yeah.
She tells me not to go too quick into anything. You know, it's better to have a plan than, you know. It's been great, and I've gotten to know local entrepreneurs as well, and we've kind of like Sean from CV Saunas, we've kind of like bounced off each other because we're going through the same obstacles, and we're like still navigating, operating and running our own businesses. So like it's great that there's others around that I've grown relationships with, and you know, I just find it really exciting. You know, because every day you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know who's going to call. You don't know who's going to book in. You don't know what email is going to. You just don't know what requests you're going to be given. But yeah, it's been great. It's definitely a challenge. It's definitely a challenge because it's kind of hard to switch off. You're always thinking about what I should be doing. Can I do it now? It's wild. Yeah.
I think most lads who are in that, you know, I certainly have that experience too, where it's like every ticking hour is like, okay, this, and that. And then if you don't do it, it's like scratching, annoying. And it's trying to find it's not trying, sorry, there is no try, only do. It's having boundaries with self to go, okay, this is the time where I'm on. And then because it's like a phone, we do need to recharge. Otherwise, you're just burning the candle at both ends. I've done that many times. I'm sure anyone you've already experienced in your own way. And again, so much easier said than done. But having those boundaries with yourself where it's like, hey, this is when I'm on, this is when I'm off. Yeah.
Yeah, I still need to figure that out.
Yeah.
It feels like I'm constantly on.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm lying there at night and I'm just like, should I post now?
Yeah.
Yeah, should I put up a new experience now?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I've a cool new experience that I'm going to be launching
Awesome.
this week coming. So yeah, I've bought.
We'll be waiting.
Oh yeah, man, it's going to be excellent. Because
Yeah.
like I'm very limited to tides, so I can only do it at high tide.
Yeah.
I use the water an hour before high, so the route that we go, it will bring us the direction that we'd like to go. Then as we're turning around, the tide will start bringing us home. And it'll bring us back. So I just want to make it as easy as possible for people. And if people don't want to stand on the boards, I encourage giving it a go. But if you're not comfortable, you don't want to, I also have these seats that I attach to the boards and they can be used like kayaks.
Yeah, nice.
So it's a bit of like two birds, one stone.
Yeah.
So, you know, if like, yeah, just want to. But this new experience, sorry, I'm just thinking about that.
Yeah.
So I just lost
No, I
track.
hear ya.
I can feel the excitement building
Yeah.
up, so I just lost
That's it, because it's the love of creation, right?
Yeah.
It's you know, you strike me as a very creative person.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you ever read Stephen Pressfield.
No.
You'd love his books, man. I'll send you them. There's this great book, The War of Art, right? And he talks about the artist is the part of us that goes into the ethereal realm and takes these ideas and brings them into creation. You think about painters, photographers, videographers. You know, I've often thought as well, when I used to do photography and video, it'd be like this idea would be like a whisper. It's like, yeah, you'd hear a song and then a shot comes in, or you think about it going over a shot and what it would look like, and music or the combination or this and that. And it just like hits you in moments where you don't even. It was like when I was with Brotherhood. So I also creative. Any entrepreneur is creative, right? You're bringing something into reality that was once a thought. So I was really stuck on retreats, and I was like, okay, what's the next thing of Brotherhood, right?
Yeah.
And then it was after an ayahuasca journey. The whole time I was sitting with, it's like, why the fuck isn't any of this working? Anyway, you know, whatever it is, right? It's where, same thing, ticking. It was always be the same too when I drink psychedelics. I'm like sitting there, I'm like, right, what's wrong? Let's open up a box. What are my business that I'm not doing right? Give me the answers. And it would just be like, slow down. There's nothing wrong.
That phrase, drink psychedelics.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
That is hilarious. Yeah.
I know. Like, again, that was the norm for me.
Yeah.
Every, you know, I worked in a sphere where it's like, right, we've got an ayahuasca ceremony. I'm in service as these people are navigating. I'm also drinking. I'm sitting there. I'm keeping tabs on people. But then I'm also going in my mind, okay, I'm navigating what's going on. He used to say to me, it's like, I remember I used to think of my mind. It's like, right, when I get the business, then when the business finally working this and that, when I get the relationship, then I can rest in peace, right? Rest in the present. But I realized like there's never going to be a moment where there isn't something. There's never going to be a moment. It doesn't matter how well the business is doing. Like then there's something in the relationship, or the relationship, something in the business, or this and that. You get to one level, then it's staff, or you know. So, and I think Matthew McConaughey spoke about this too, where it's how you can enjoy and be at peace knowing that. Because once you know that, it's like okay, there's always going to be something I'm navigating with, rather than it has to be like this perfect arena where like everything's resolved, when it's like there's never going to be a moment there. And I think then that started to shift my mindset a bit, as I used to always be like, but back to the topic I was I was describing, where I remember it was like a whisper. I had like membership model, and that's when like the online inner circle was created, and it just felt like, wow, that's it, you know. And it's like these things come in as an idea. And I had Connor on here who started Cup of Cardio, and he was talking about, he believes, and I also agree, it's like an idea comes to you, and it's like if you don't take action on it, that idea will leave and go to someone else. I have a really good friend of mine, Zed. He was in theatre and probably one of the most smartest people I've ever met. He's gone and lived with the Maasai tribe. He traveled the world, was in India. Incredible individual. And he told me about this book, I think it was called Magic, where they spoke about this idea, that ideas come to you. If you don't execute them, they'll be brought to someone else. And there was this lady was talking about in the book, she had this book idea and she procrastinated it, right? Yeah. Stephen Pressfield would call it resistance, right? Just pushed it away and denied her calling. And then she accidentally bumped this lady in a event, And then a year later, literally almost the exact book she wrote came out, and the lady who she bumped wrote it. And it was like, and that feeling afterwards, like, that was my idea,
Yeah.
but she didn't act it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have so many ideas that I don't act on.
Yeah.
I'm just generous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But see, there's also the part of, you can only spin so many plates.
Yeah.
Right. Where then there's like that part of directing focus on one thing, because it's like if you're trying to execute everything, there won't be quality.
Yeah.
Whereas then if you direct the ideas into one direct channel, then at least there'll be quality output, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, totally. Like master the one thing.
Yeah.
Be open to and just have two average
Correct.
experiences. Yeah. That's what So that's why I got these new boards and I'm slowly bringing the idea to life.
Yes.
I didn't want to dive into it just in case like it was too rushed and it just didn't get the attention that it deserved. But yeah, I have a feeling that this is going to be a great experience that I'm really excited to launch.
I love it, man. I love it.
I'll just say it.
Yeah.
So I got these boards with a fully built-in LED system.
Oh my God.
It's been itching at me.
I need to say
it.
This is the moment.
This is the moment. So, guys, you heard it here first. Yeah. I got these 6 boards, and if it goes well, I'm going to get more. But I have a fully built-in LED system, so I can now do dusk into night tours.
Yeah.
That means I can do 2 tours a day, which is great. And each board you can set its own color, so it's fully illuminated. You're going to be on the water. You can put on this chameleon effect, and they start like morphing to like the colors next to them.
Wow.
When they get close to each other, and they also have a feature that if music is played, they start pumping and flowing to the music.
Beats. Yeah.
So I'm just thinking, like on that river, there's this perfect little spot just by the castle. And we get there, we just all come together, and we just lie down and just let the sounds and just I cannot wait. Can't wait. I can't wait. Yeah.
Well, I'm there. Yeah, done.
It's gonna be amazing.
Like, take my money.
Sorry, I got carried away there. I was like,
no, but it's good, man. But people feel it's like when you talk about that passion, because not only are you talking about the experiences, but like you're talking about the experience.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You're painting the picture, and that's what people buy into. But it's also the feeling. Because as I'm thinking, I'm like, you think about people who are going through hardship, right? And it's like, what is one of the most simple things you can do if you're ever gone through an extremely stressful period? It's like, get out in the water, get out into nature, just calm everything down, stillness, and be in a space where you're guided by, someone who's an experienced professional and knows what you're doing, and all you have to do is just follow along. And then is almost like taking you through this meditative, immersive experience that can help ground you back down.
Yeah.
Because I think in this day and age, especially with the driving of AI, people are going to need this stuff more. Right? Someone who's like out in nature and goes, hey, it's all good. Just turn that stuff off for a while. Come back to the breath.
Yeah.
Listen to the sounds around. Look how beautiful outside is. Yeah.
I told you, I actually looked out there. Yeah. Outside is beautiful. Yeah,
that's it. I mean, there's still like daisy flowers and
they're delicious.
No. But I remember when we were little, we used to sit out. That's actually awesome. I've never even thought to eat them.
Yeah, you can eat them. Yeah.
Really?
Put them on salads. It makes them look very aesthetic. So
I
if
love
you're like
that.
trying to impress the girlfriend, like.
Okay, nice. Bank that.
Make sure they're clean.
Yeah, okay.
Don't
There's like a bumblebee on them.
Laneways, where anyone or anything could have, cut the leg.
But I remember my sister and my mum used to make daisy chains when we were little.
Yeah.
Used to sit out the front. I used to live in Donecarney there. And sit out the front and make daisy chains. But like in here, especially in Ireland, the nature and the flowers are so beautiful.
Yeah, no, they are. They really are.
Yeah, and there's so much to see.
Yeah.
So then on that note in life and in terms of then yourself, because you're someone who has found your passion, right? And I know it can feel like it has just unearthed itself throughout time, because I know that's part of your philosophy. But as well, my dad has always said this, and I love this. It's like you make your own luck. So you've also, and I know you spoke about it, sometimes that's the quality that you need assistance with, but it's also one of your greatest gifts in that you don't think about things, you just do it. Whereas there's a lot of people who don't. They overthink and overanalyze. So that's also why I think you've ended up in the position you have, because you've just trusted that internal awareness and just gone after it, and then opportunities open up. Yeah, talk to us a little bit about that journey of, I suppose, growing up and finding your way, because you ended up in many different positions. And yeah, I'd love to hear a bit more about that story.
Yeah, growing up, I was a bit of a wild kid. You know, didn't like authority and didn't like school. So if I could get out of school, I'd be getting out of school. You know, I liked to Mitch. Yeah, I didn't finish school. I didn't do my leaving cert. I was just like, nah, not for me. You know,
Yes.
and it just wasn't that I didn't like school. I enjoyed the company in school. I enjoyed having the crack, but it just didn't sit right with me
Hmm.
that I had to be forced to learn topics, you know, that
I
just
hear ya.
weren't of interest. Unless I had an interest in it, then I'd really give it my all. Like geography and history, I loved, but like, you know, it's just had certain teachers like, and they said, "Oh, you can write an essay on this, or if you write your opinion on this of what you got from this poem or this story," like, and I did, and the teacher was like, "No, that's not what the story was about." But you asked me my opinion, like, so I just had this like constant sort of like battle with school. So school wasn't for me, so I dropped out of school, and I was kind of already Mitch in school. I got a job when I was 15, washing dishes in a restaurant out in Howth, and I remember I used to just they were like, "Yeah, can you work weekends?" And I was like, "Yeah, I can work weekends." And then they were like, "Oh, can you come in on Friday?" Do you know, it was really cheeky of them. Do you know, because
Yeah.
I was like, I was in fourth year or something like this. Do you know, and I was like, "Yeah, absolutely." So I used to skip school on Fridays to go work.
Yeah.
Do you know, so I was
Nice.
always like, I liked earning my own money and I liked getting out in the world and just experiencing it. But yeah, I just so I kind of got lost there.
No, I hear ya.
Yeah.
So you're talking about life, the journey of finding your path. So school
Oh yeah.
initially was a space where you felt confined and it didn't align with who you were and a wild child, and then going into working a job and making
Yeah.
money.
Yeah, so it was kind of like a blur of what I really wanted to do. But I always had an interest in photography. So I was doing photography for a while. And then I was also in the hospitality. So I was trying to balance the two. Photography wasn't earning a lot of money. So I had to put that kind of on the sideline. I was in hospitality then for 10 years. So yeah, I was in hospitality till I was about, no, 9 years. Until I was about 24.
Wow.
Do you know? And yeah, it was just bar life and late nights, antisocial hours. Didn't really sit right with me. I always loved the outdoors, so I was always going on a big walks, big hikes, sea swims. So that was always my escape. So I
Mm,
knew that there was something there that I
mm,
needed to like sort of latch on to. I
mm,
just didn't know how to do it.
mm.
So obviously the lockdown came, like we were saying, like I was saying earlier, and that sort of changed. But no, growing up, I had a good old childhood though. You know, I was always my granddad took me up to Howth Hill after school most days in primary school, and we used to sneak onto a golf course, just whack a couple of golf balls, run away from the greenkeepers. It was great fun, brilliant fun. And on Howth Hill, like he was very patient, you know. So I kind of learned a lot of patience from him.
Mm,
Because like now that I'm older, I was like, man, he really had patience. Because like he was
mm,
just waiting around while me and a friend from school or my cousin Carl were just running around Howth Hill for hours. And I was
mm,
like, what a patient man. Do you know, because like I didn't really understand that he was waiting around for us. I was like, oh, he wants to be here too. But I suppose he did. Do you know,
mm.
but like I learned a lot of patience from him. So yeah, it was brilliant. Do you know, so good childhood. Just didn't like school. I was a bit bold. Like, you know, I was getting in trouble with the guards and stuff.
Yeah.
But only because like I don't know, it wasn't anything ever bad. It was just a bit of a nuisance.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it just all led to the outdoors and this sort of like newfound freedom of adventure and exploration.
Yes.
And now I can bring people to that. Like, felt like I was not designed. I don't think that's the word, but I felt I was led to lead people on the out like in the
Correct.
outdoors. Do you know what I
You
mean?
can see that. It's like, as I said,
Yeah,
all of those things that are ordinary to us are extraordinary to others.
yeah,
Our gifts are where our passions lie and the things that light us up.
mm.
And that's what we're here to show people. It is as simple as that,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm very laxed approach though, because I just feel like things will work out. You know,
Yeah.
and like things have worked out. You know, so like my philosophy there hasn't been proven wrong yet. So
Yeah.
like yeah, but you know I just think that like whatever you put out, it is like it does come back to you eventually.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, I was just
And it's
I
all
guess that's,
developed
yeah.
that way, and you followed those threads of like, you know what, I'm not gonna move against who I am,
Mm.
and I think that's been a person you've always been. It's like you didn't confine to the norms,
No.
or you didn't feel driven by that, and maybe that was part of your upbringing, maybe that was part of your hardwiring, maybe that was part of what your granddad was also teaching you, or your granddad.
Yeah.
I call mine Granda.
Granda?
El Granda.
Granda.
He's still around and I love him to pieces, and like I resonate with, I'm kind of getting that experience now with him, But is where, other people do get confined by the norms or the pressure of maybe their parents or what society is saying or social media is saying. And I think your teaching, from what I'm hearing anyway, and correct me if I'm wrong, is just follow what lights you up. And the beauty of getting out into nature is the stillness, the groundedness you feel, and that, like, why worry? Everything is going to work out. It's like, look at the magic of nature. It's like how all this happened.
Yeah.
And that is what a lot of people actually really need,
Yeah, I think so. Especially, like, I do fall into doom scrolling.
Oh, me
So,
too.
like, like, there's so many hours I wish I could get back. Like, I know when I'm like, touch wood, if I hit 90, and I'm like on my deathbed or whatever. I'm
One
like,
last look of social.
One more hour, please.
It's like, do you have any last words?
I'm just,
hand me the phone.
Please share this.
Yeah, that's it.
No, but like, there's so many hours I waste. Oh man, I'm just thinking about it. Like, yeah, my girlfriend tells me that it's bad, and I know it's bad. And I totally agree with her. But I just fall into it because it's just so handy just to get into this little loop of, oh yeah, little dopamine. See, like, it's definitely the ADHD. You're always seeking dopamine. You're always trying to find it in anything. A snack, just the scroll. I don't know, a like on a post. You just get this little dopamine hit, and that's what people with ADHD are always just seeking. So it's easy to fall into these traps, but I am aware of it, which makes it worse. I feel if I wasn't aware of it, like, ignorance is bliss. I'd just be grand. But like, because I'm aware of it, I understand that it's so bad. But I'm getting there. I am getting there.
Well, I think, man, as a society, we've all been shaped by everything so quick. And I think that's going to be one of the biggest things, we all have to learn from our generation is, you can't go against the laws of nature. The laws of nature is that great things take great time. And, and we're so used to fast food, AI, all of these things. Yes, it can help speed up certain processes, but there are certain things that just will take time. And I think our brain is being shaped by constant dopamine. So no matter who you are, and I think whether you have ADHD or not, there are a lot of people's attention spans that are completely shortened. And I think there are ways in which, yes, we will be driven by that. And I think especially with having a business, social media, you get caught in those sort of things. As well, being a creative, I understand. It's like you're also checking out other creatives. When you post work, you feel this sort of feeling of like, how's it doing? How's it being received? And then you get caught in that loop as well.
Yeah. You just have to have this online presence, especially.
Yeah.
It's just so, like, not disheartening, but you have to be the face of a business.
Yeah.
So if you're running a business, you kind of have to like show that you're the business. Do you know what I mean? So people feel like they know who they're coming to.
Correct.
So I noticed the posts that I make. It's hard to be the face of my business when I'm on the water. I'm leading a group. I can't really get good content of myself chatting about stuff just because I'm on the water. I'm limited to the gear I have, and I'm also I'm looking after people's safety.
Yeah, correct. And you're on the fucking water.
Yeah.
You'd need someone else when you get to a certain point, someone else videoing you with a mic on.
Yeah. And so like, if I've noticed the posts where I do talk do much better than just like what I'm offering, which is crazy because like it's not about what I'm saying. It's about what I offer. That's what I'm, that's the business is what's on offer, not what I'm saying.
Yes.
Like,
I mean, you could do potentially where you do you speaking beforehand, you in the experience with you voiceovering it, and then you finish at the end with a summary of the experience.
Yeah. That'd be good. That'd be very good. Yeah. But it's just, especially when you have a creative background.
Yeah.
See the shots you want, and when you're not ticking them off, you're kind of like bummed down. You're like,
yes.
I could be doing so much better. But it's amazing. Like when I do it for other businesses,
Yes.
I'm like getting every shot, ticking all the
I
boxes. I'm like,
know.
this is great, which
Yeah.
I'm happy to do. you know?
Yes.
So it's so funny how I can't do it for my own business.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
But you're also in different modes, right? And this is what I've
Oh, yeah.
understood is there's a great book called The E-Myth, which talks about business. So, say for example, you've got someone who's a phenomenal, let's say electrician, right? They're the best electrician in this business that they're working for. So then they like, you know what? Why the fuck am I making money for him? I'm going to go start my own thing. They go and start their own thing. The skill set of the technician, they'd call that, is very different from the skill set of the entrepreneur. Yeah. So you've got 3 different hats. You've got the technician, the manager, and then the entrepreneur. And he talks about what happens with a lot of people. He used this example of this lady who had great passions for baking pies, and it was done with her grandmother, I think. Yeah. And that's why she started the pie shop. But then she started to resent the pie shop because of everything that came with it. And she lost the love of because she was trying to build a business from the hat of the technician. She hadn't built the skill sets of the hat of the entrepreneur. Yeah. And that's what I realized, like with facilitation, right? So I did the psychotherapeutic background, 3,000 hours worth of psychotherapy. And I'm like, okay, sweet, surely this will be. But then you realize, no, like the skill set of running a business or building a business is completely different to the skill set of being really good at what you do, you know? And I think that's where people get caught is like when you're working for other businesses, you've got that creative hat on, right? But you don't have to worry about the operational side of things. No. But then you have to access other parts of your brain when you're in the operational point. So it's very difficult. You're not just single focused. And as men, we can only focus on one thing at a time. So when you're doing like it's hard for you to access those parts in your brain. Yeah. So there's no way, like it's unreasonable to say for myself, I'm going to get the most optimal amount of quality of content if I'm also in that operational side of things as well. Yeah.
No, I totally get that. Totally get that. And it's funny because I had no business entrepreneur background.
Yeah.
When I did this, I was like, oh yeah, I've worked in centres, I've worked around Ireland, I can do this.
Yeah.
It is totally different.
Yes.
And if you are thinking about opening a business, you're going to be behind a laptop more than you realise.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, outdoor business, I'm going to be outside all the time.
Yeah.
I'm at my desk. Just like, like I'm like, what's happening here?
Yes.
Do you know, I'm like, why is that booking not working? Do you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hilarious. Do you know, but I'm getting there. Do you know? And
correct.
It's just a total journey. And I'm not going to rush it. Do you know, because I just want it to do well.
Correct.
Do you know? But it's just so funny how I was working in outdoor centres, like, do you know, and I was just outdoor all day, every day, having the crack, just grabbing the boards, putting them in the... It was over. My day was done. Do you know? And now I'm kind of just like, oh, it's windy. Are my boards okay? I'm just thinking about everything.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, it's just, you can't really shut your brain off. And, like, you're trying to focus on other things.
Correct.
You know? Because, like, I do the content creation for businesses. I'm trying to, like, think about when I'm going to give it to them, how I'm going to get the editing done in between this tour and that tour. Then I'm also going into Dublin to work with another outdoor business. And, like, I'm just like, oh, man. 8 days a week. 8 days a week. 25 hours a day. The brain's on. It's never off. But I still get good sleep, which is great.
Yeah. No, but I hear you, man. Magnesium. And it is so true. And I think it's so many lads, and I resonate with this too, because, like, I've got my Brotherhood stuff, and then I also work 5 days evenings in the Secret Garden sauna. So I work in there next to the Black Bull. Yeah. And then there's also lads in Australia that were building up the Brotherhood sphere. They're running a camping event now. Well, it'll be tomorrow in Australia. So I hear you in terms of it's like, and then the podcast, and then I've got to do social media, but then I've got to run all my finances, and then I've got one-on-one clients, and then I got the inner circle call, and then I got to spend time with my girlfriend, and then I got to do my fucking washing and my meal prep, and gym, and
what's meal prep? I just whatever's in the fridge, just in the golf, like just
that's it, yeah.
Out the house, Don't know when my next meal is going to be.
But see, and that's why I think we can often think structure is confinement. But structure is freedom, because structure assigns time. Because you think about energy, right? So when there's no order, there's chaos. So when there's too much structure, it can strangle whatever's inside of it. When there's no structure, it's just chaos, right? But at least like what is the hat of the entrepreneur? Well, it's systems and structure. And this is a big realization I had this year. Like this year for me is literally about mastering the boring basics. It's like doing the same thing again and again and again. And it can be difficult though when you like that creative side is like, yeah, but fuck, I want the spontaneity. But then I kind of create space for that spontaneity. Again, I'm not fucking mastering this, but I think this is a lesson I'm learning. And I think for lads, as you build, because we go into these things and as we think, oh, okay, it's just going to equal like this freedom, but realizing, no, what creates that freedom is structure, and then building things in a repeatable manner with systems. So that, because that's why McDonald's did extremely well, right? And he talks about this in the E-Myth too, is it's building something as if you're going to rebuild it 500 times. Right. So the beauty of McDonald's is, you can go into McDonald's anywhere around the world and you're going to get the same result, really. Right. But they can put anyone in that position. They're just repeating. Now, is the output quality? No. Like, but it's decent. Some of the burgers, I mean, if you're really fucking hungry, you'll just grab one. Like, it's not good for you, but at least you know what you're going to get. They've repeated that again and again and again. So he talked about it's like that turnkey procedure where is if you're going to franchise, is you build the things and systemize them that it can be replicated no matter who's on that board. They can be replicated, and then that's going to be the value as you build. Is like, oh, who can I bring in so that I can educate them to like do those jobs and those things. And it's best to like do that now whilst you're building, because what happens to a lot of businesses too is they get like 10 years down the road and they didn't systemize and it's all in their head. So then when it's all in our head as the CEO, it's like, fuck, that's so much energy. It sticks. And then it's even harder because you've got 10 years worth of like systems and operations to document, so look, like that's, and I think that again is why as business owners, we do need support with those things, because there's only so many things you can do on your own. It's like if you think about football, you've got one player versus 11 players, like you're fucked.
No,
Yeah.
Right, you're right.
Yeah. So, but see, this is it. It's different levels in the game of life. It's like you're trying to hit, and you keep getting killed by that boss battle, and you're like, how the fuck do I kill him? He's like, man, if you go into this chest here, you just grab a sword and you come out, and then it's like, oh wow, this works,
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. And that's really the Brotherhood philosophy for me, is like, when you have a really high quality team, is like you'll have a dude who has strengths in certain areas, and then you have another guy who's strengths in certain areas. Because in football, it's like you have a dude who's left back, and then you've got a dude who's right back, and then there's midfielder, and it creates an incredible team that you don't have to think on your own, because we all have our own unique perspective. And then by having other lads who have other perspectives, it sharpens you, because then they support you. It's not where you have weaknesses, it's where you need support. Because we're not here. It's like, imagine if we're all just fucking amazing at everything. Like, what would be the purpose of this? It's as my mentor used to say to me, we'd all just be frogs going wah 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 wah. Whereas if I love that saying, if consciousness is unborn and undying, it created this world to experience the joy and terror of beginnings and endings. It's like, this is very much like God or the universe understanding itself. If you understand what I mean. Yeah. So it's like we're different fragments supporting the overall organism. Yeah, it's a cool way of thinking. But yeah, I suppose that comes back to the business side of things. I think we can at times like lone wolf it, and I'm fucking guilty of. I built Brotherhood because it's the thing that I need, and I think that a lot of lads, but it's not even Brotherhood. I think having business mentors or things like that, people who are experienced players in that game, you get to learn so much more off, and you can jump. You don't have to keep going down that dark alleyway and getting fucking slayed. It's like, bro, just don't go down the alleyway. Do you know what I mean? Isn't it?
Take a left.
Yeah, that's it. Take a left.
Yeah.
Same with you. It's like very much like the nature. It's like, man, we're not going to go there. The waves are fucked. You're going to die.
yeah. Not today, guys.
That's it. Yeah, it's like, was it Mufasa? It's like, we don't go that way. That dark place over there, we don't go there.
Really.
Yeah. But no, I think that's highly valuable. So, on the other side of things, I'm trying to think where to take this even more. What's like a really cool insight I'm feeling that we've touched on so much, but what's a really cool insight that you feel a lot of, say, younger men today would potentially be stuck on, that you feel very passionate about, a perspective you have on it?
Finding something that you love doing at a young age. You know, it doesn't have to make you money. Just something. You know, I remember my uncle sat me down at the dinner table once. He didn't sit me down. We were sitting down. You know, and we were having a chat. And he goes, "Just Max, just in life, just be interesting. You know, just do things, experience things, and have stories to tell. You know, like you don't have to follow the crowd. You know, a lot of the time, I didn't. I always felt like doing my own thing was the way to go. But definitely find something that you enjoy, and then just keep enjoying it.
Yeah.
You know, something. You know, I'm not talking about like bad stuff, like, you know, but I mean like just something that's healthy.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
The crack smokers, like
yeah. You enjoy that, yeah. Yeah, no.
So my man.
I'm not encouraging any bad habits.
No,
I mean,
no.
like. Yeah. Oh God, no. No, I mean like.
Only joking.
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely not.
Put it down.
Oh man,
Jimmy, put it down.
Gently, they made a glass. No, just do something that you enjoy, and just enjoy doing it. Whether it's like, you know, getting out for a hike, or finding like a hobby that you can just put your time into, that it doesn't feel like a waste of time. Yeah, just don't waste your time on anything that's not worth wasting your time on.
Yeah.
You know, definitely get off the phones. That's one I need to learn. So I can't really, you know, I need to practice what I preach.
Yeah.
But get off the phones. Like it's just, it is. Like I've noticed that my attention span is absolutely fried, and I struggle now. I always struggled to read books, you know, because it's dopamine. You know, I was always like, when is this going to get good? But a good book, man, if you find a good book that you can't put down,
it's unbelievable.
That's a great fix.
Yeah.
But I actually find that when I do my fasting, so occasionally I go and I do like a month of one meal a day.
Nice.
So OMAD. And I find that my attention span after the first week is just razor sharp. I remember just picking up a book. Normally I could get like maybe a chapter 2 before I'm like, no, my brain is tired now, I'm going to put that down. I'd mail through 5 chapters one day. I know that's not a lot for some people, but like for me, that would never read, you know, as often as I'd like to. I was like, this is great, you know, and my mental clarity was just, like I could focus on anything. You know, it was the first time that I didn't have like 1,000 thoughts a second. You know, it was like, yeah, I have this task, I'm going to get it done, and now it's done. It's amazing. So yeah, fasting I think is also very good for you. If you do it, listen to your body.
Yes.
Yeah. Like I wouldn't encourage just going right into a 1 meal a day. You know, it is quite tough and it's very mentally, it's a mental challenge, but the benefits that I had, like the health benefits were just incredible.
Yeah.
Do you know? Yeah, it was like, do you know, like everything that you eat has like sugar in it these days. Like the puffiness in your face just drops and you just like, I was like, I have cheekbones.
Yeah,
you know,
inflammation goes down.
Inflammation's just gone, and like every now and then I have like a sore, so like not bad knee, but it can get kind of sore. I was just completely disappeared.
Yeah.
Do you know, like my joints didn't have any inflammation, and it was just it's nice. And like drink plenty of water. That's another one. Drink plenty of water, good water.
Yes,
good water.
Correct.
Yeah, find a spring, and actually there's a great one out in Kenstown in County Meath.
Okay.
And
I haven't heard of Kenstown.
Yeah, it's where my river. It's where the source of my river. Not my river.
Yeah, that's it.
The river that I operate on. Yeah, it's mine. Yeah. But the Vikings took it. The Normans took it. Max is taking it single-handedly. You know, one paddle. Good balance. Yeah, that's all it takes. That's all it takes to conquer a river. Good balance of paddle on a board. Yeah. But there's it's called the Lion's Head. And now look, some people were like, oh, I wouldn't drink that. But I met a 90-year-old man in a graveyard just up the road from there. And he was, what's his name? His name was Jack. I forget his second name. It'll come back to me. But there's this man and he was sitting in a graveyard, in his family's plot, just huge plot. And he was just sitting there and I was like, man, I didn't say man. Okay? I didn't say man. That's just how I talk.
Sup, my G?
Yeah. Hey, man. Yeah. So anyway, I just got chatting to him, and I said, "Do you trust that well down in on the road there?" And he was like, "Oh, I was reared on it, you know," and I believed him
Yeah.
because when I shook his hand, I realized that he was missing 2 fingers.
Yeah.
I was like, he's in his 90s, lost 2 fingers, he's drinking that stuff. I was like, this guy, fountain of youth.
Yeah.
I was like, this guy's buzzing.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, it was amazing. So yeah, sorry, good water.
Yeah.
Good water.
Yeah.
Not tap water, that stuff. You smell tap water,
Yeah.
it's mangy.
Well, and I think it's like as well, it's getting back to the basics. You know, if you
Yeah.
get your basics right, like your sleep, nature, water, nutrition, as you said, you know, that's what I say to lads all the time. It's like, you know, a good friend of mine is working with me closely. You know, he's just gone through a traumatic experience, and I was saying to him, is that like a lot of people, their nervous system's just overloaded. Right, we've never had this level of stimulus in our life, and so much of go, and it's like our nervous system isn't driven for that amount of, you know, activation. It's like sympathetic, right? Dominant. It's like we need time for parasympathetic rejuvenation. It's like, okay, you're doing, and he was wanting to go get ADHD tests. I was like, okay, cool, but it's like, how have we exhausted all of our basics first? It's like, okay, sleep. Oh, it's a bit scattered. Cool. Are you doing any like sauna, ice bath? No. Breath work? No. All these things, eating well, water. And it's like, okay, exhaust those things first. And then it's like, after you do that for quite a few weeks, I can almost guarantee you're going to feel 100 times better, you know? So it's like exactly the same thing. I think the get your basics, do those, nature, you will immediately start to feel more calm, because then your mind can calm down. Because if your nervous system's just going, you're activating your primal brain, your amygdala, which is then always focusing on, well, there must be problems, or focusing on what's wrong in the world. And then you're seeing more of it. So if you calm your nervous system down, that's the balance. That's the beauty of breath work too. It's just like it quietens your mind. Yeah. And then after that, you can think clearly, and then you can acknowledge your emotions, and then you feel more connected to yourself. And then from there, a lot of more clarity comes through, and you start to take action. And I think, again, that's why most certainly you've given me a reminder, and I noticed this weekend, for me, it's more time in nature, because I can get caught on these things too as well. And I just feel 100 times better, you know. So, and I'll definitely be coming out to you. I'm excited for these things. Yeah, and like I'll organise as well some Brotherhood events coming out. We'll chat about that, because I'm doing like a monthly meetup. We're doing like run, coffee, and then next weekend we're doing a run, coffee, and then a sauna in Laytown. But yeah, we'll organise a group getting out and doing that as a build community here. And absolutely. I think that would be awesome.
I also just had another delivery today. Got a big mega board, so I can take 8 to 10 adults.
Wow. On
the one board. So yeah, you can do like
where do you store that? I'm thinking like
my sister's garden.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Because I don't have a premises just yet, but I'm working on it. You're like good things take time.
Of course.
So I'll get there. So I'm actually blessed that it's up the road. I don't have far to walk. I just bring 2 boards down at a time.
Nice. On
the beach, and then set up. So people come, and there's no hassle for them. They just get given a paddle, they get given a buoyancy aid, and they get given a briefing, and then they get kind of like on the water coaching.
Yeah, nice.
But it's very easy. You know? The tide does all the work, I say.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's for everyone. But that'd be class.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great fun.
No, I'd love that, man. Yeah. I would.
It's just something about the outdoors. I'm telling you, like the conversations are different.
Yeah.
It's like you just, especially in life, wherever you go, there's someone has been doing it a while, you're new. But if people are all doing something from baseline, it's a rare opportunity that you're all starting from baseline.
Yeah.
You know? So if someone hasn't done paddleboarding before, like most people haven't done it before. So everyone's coming and they're all on the same level. So it's great because there's none of this. There's no judgment.
It's an equalizer.
It's totally equalizer. Yeah.
Yeah, it brings out the best of humanity, because people are each at the starting point. There's no hierarchical sort of thinking or status or it's just complete. There's no ego. It's just, hey, we're all here and beginners. And it's like a child again. It's the innocence of the child, which is what we're all trying to get back to.
Yeah,
you know?
That's it.
And I love as well, like as you're saying there, around the fire, like I remember we held a lot of retreats in Australia with different medicines, and and community days and events. And there was this guy, Johnny Gunner. I loved him to pieces. Big guy, big beard. He loved Irish music, and he'd always bring what would be called the pantry. So he'd bring this big bag with all the best snacks, and me and him would be sitting in the corner around the fire, and like there'd be great 80s music on. We'd be sitting there eating snacks, laughing, telling stories, or other people coming in. And even on Brotherhood retreats, like some of the most funniest stories, like around the fire when we've all like bonded closely as a unit. And it's just, they're the best. Like they're some of my favorite moments ever. Or you've got like this motivational stuff on, or poems playing in the background. You're staring into the fire and thinking about life. And it's just, it's so pure. Yeah. And I think so many people miss the magic of that.
Yeah. That just reminded me of some of the events, camping trips I've had. They're excellent.
Yeah.
You know? And like you actually, like normally when you meet up with someone, it's quite brief. You know, you like get lunch, or you get like a drink, or you sit down, have a coffee, and then you're kind of like, all right, I'm going back to. But when you're like in that environment and you know you're there for a night or two, it's just totally different.
Yeah.
The whole scenario and the whole situation is just. Yeah, I miss those days.
Yeah.
I need to start doing it more.
And I'll come camping with you.
Oh man,
yeah,
yes.
Dan, let's help you and Sean.
I have some unreal spots.
Yeah,
so
okay,
some
nice.
hidden gems.
Yeah.
And you said Wicklow, Wicklow, the Garden of Ireland. The Garden of Ireland.
Garden of Eden.
The Garden of Eden. Yeah.
That's it.
Man, but you know, Wicklow's the Garden of Ireland. It's just...
I'm even thinking Foreshore Adventures, like some camping events too, bro. Yeah, but anyways, we went one thing at a time.
I know.
Yeah.
Insurance. That's it. I'm just thinking about the zeros.
Yeah, I know. That's it. Yeah.
Woo,
yeah,
hold on a
that's
second.
it.
Yeah.
It can be underground. That's it.
Yeah.
Nah, but awesome, man. So in terms of then to finish up, where can people find you on Instagram? Or on socials or website? I know we went through it before, but you've got kind of two aspects, two companies.
Yeah, so I do a lot of my own sort of content creation. So that's on my main account. So I talk about like hidden gems and history and like the scenic spots of Ireland.
It's awesome.
That's just me, Max Cody, Max_Cody. And then I kind of link myself into like the other accounts then. But Foreshore Adventures for my outdoor business and auteur creation for my my creative side, my videography and photography.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Awesome. So guys, I really recommend going and checking Max's stuff out. It's amazing. Hope you guys enjoyed this. It was great to be back, and thank you for jumping on, man. And once again, happy birthday.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I'm trying to forget that.
That's it.
Yeah,
sorry.
Grey hairs now.
Yeah, that's it. No, I love 30 and flirty.
30 and flirty, yeah.
Just with your girlfriend.
Just with my girlfriend.
That's it.
Yeah.
But awesome. All right, guys. Well, as I always like to say, the mission beckons, the mission calls. Let's fucking go.